Interesting. This is some of that stuff from Mr. Fast Passenger. This is that flint from Canada that he sent me. I'm just gonna mess with it. I have zero plan. Whew, this stuff's tough. That tough stuff. But it ain't invincible. No siree. She ain't invincible. Don't look like it to me. Yeah. He's the one who sent me the funny potato looking nodule that I broke down in this last video. This is just one of the small chunks that he sent me. I'm used to working small chunks like this because with a lot of my Iowa material, a lot of the time I don't got all too much. And I don't know if it comes through on the audio, but I am cranking on these bad boys. I am cranking on them. They are tough, but I love the gloss on them. I really do. Hopefully that's not an issue there in the center. That would be the one spot that it would be. It would be the worst spot. Make a guy sad. Oh dear. Let's see here. Yeah. I had an interesting question posed to me. Good one. So did the art of cooking come before the art of flint knapping? Like, were we prioritizing harvesting food or treating food first? Part of me wants to say that we got the whole fire thing figured out before, you know, the breaking the rocks and whatnot, but I don't know. It was just an interesting question that I heard. I was like, that is interesting. It was an interesting little thought experiment. I didn't really know the answer. Oh, don't you be a stinker. Don't you be a stinker. That's what I tell the cat when he's starting stuff. Nah, he's not a stinker. Toast. Now, this one's completely clear of cracks, and I'm not seeing any sign of concrete that's going to come in and ruin my day, which is nice. It's gonna be fun to thin this little nugget down. God, it's so glossy. It's so pretty. Love me some glossy material. Sometimes you just gotta mess with something, you know? Oh. I'm really trying to crank these hits. Get the most out of them that I can. I'm really trying to thin her down. I'm probably going to have to rebend my rod, giggity, here in not too long. Especially after doing this. Those 3/8 inch copper rods, they will stay straight, but you start putting some beans behind your wax and they will be bending. Like I said, I just got to really crank on this a little bit because I'm trying to, I don't have very much to work with, as you know, you saw. So I really want to take care of that, and I really want to take care of that, and I think I can. I think I can if I play my cards right. How good am I feeling? Feeling pretty dang all right. Had that big old hinge right there, trying to go around over it. So I isolated that guy right there, sticking out nicely. Saw this ridge, keep it strong. Gave her some gas. Pop. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Very nice. Very good. Like I said, no idea what I'm gonna make. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I can already tell that I'm gonna need to do some work on. I'm gonna do work on this right now. That is chewed to pieces. Wow. Hold on. Sorry that I pause it while doing that. I run the drill and it's like really, really loud. Yeah, I don't want to, blow anyone's eardrums out. Sappy root. We're not here for that. We're here to watch the funny man break rocks, right? Yeah. Come on, gotta go the other way. Pop that off just a little bit. Whoop! What'd I do? Yeah, another real good one. A guy could make something out of that one. Maybe. Actually, I'm gonna say no. Just a bit too thin. Doing stuff for jewelry points. You can use a lot of your small flakes, but you learn very quickly which ones are good and which ones aren't. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Yeah, look at that weird travel. Went up there, that little ridge. Funny. And fun. Sometimes it takes me just as long to work through one of these small little nuggets as it does a big one. Because I know if I mess up, I got like nothing. I thought that overshot. I don't know if it did or not. I don't think it did. Instant replay. Instant replay. His foot was on the line. I do wonder how this stuff behaves once it starts getting thin. Some stuff works pretty darn all right when you're doing, kind of the bi-facing like I'm doing right now. Sometimes though, it just ain't good. trying to thin out the ends before I focus too much on the middle. It kind of gives me a little bit better of a chance of not breaking stuff. Because when you're doing something this small and you're whacking it as hard as I am to try and get it to do stuff, you want to keep strength in strategic spots. Because, you know, there's a lot of forces going into it. You want to make sure that you have your bases covered and accidentally don't do something a bit too spicy where it doesn't need to be. I'm wondering if I can just take that whole thing off, that whole lump. Is that greedy? That seems greedy. Maybe I want to be greedy. Got a good chunk of it. Good enough for me to be satisfied. That one could have gone a little bit better though. Let's see, what do we got next? Whoops, a bit of a daisy on my part. Still got to do some thinning. Man, that's chewing that up already. This is hard stuff. Really hard stuff. Wow. Has this all been in focus? Am I recording? I am recording. I am. Okay. Sorry. I got worried there for a second. Sorry I'm not saying too much. Again, I'm trying to focus on this little thing. This little nugget. Here, let me just try to remedy some of them boogers that are getting stuck on there. Getting there. Are we there yet? No. I'm gonna bring this down. My center line shifted just a smidge, especially for this guy. Yikes. Oh, double yikes. That's two things that didn't do nothing. That means it's my fault. Or maybe that's just a really tough spot. What the heck? Excuse me. You want to talk? I want to talk it through. Why you no work? I still don't know what type of flint to call this. Is this English flint? I don't know. Somebody tell me, please. I'd like to know. I'll ask Mr. Fast Passenger as well. See if he's got a specific name for it. Yuck, that was gross. I need to file this down. Those little tiny like beads, like right there, that little lump right there, That'll mess you up. It'll do really annoying stuff where if something slips, it cracks stuff. Where was it at? You'll get like weird little thingies like that where it's just kind of nasty. You don't want to make nothing nasty. No, no, no. No, no. That's the last thing we want to do. Especially with this stuff. Which reminds me, I got to keep an eye on where we're at. I'm realizing I haven't done very much work on thinning the tip. I should do that. Just kind of been uniformly thinning the whole thing. Coming back for that one later. Strategizing. Checking it out. I want to be careful with hits like this too. Did I braid that? I can't tell. Can't tell at all. Let me see. Let me see. No, 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 hold on. It's getting to the thinning. I gotta keep my cool. Now we're getting into the spooky territory. Just eats away at it so quick. So quickly. Really got a thick base on this. I always do this. I always leave myself a thick base right for the end. Because that's the best time to work on it, right? No. Don't step it. Don't step it. Don't do it. Don't do that. Don't like it. Definitely don't like it. I don't like it at all. It sucks because it's like, dang it. Okay, that took care of some of it. That was nice. A little squirrely, but just holding in there. Trying to contemplate whether or not I need to start going to pressure flaking. I can thin so much, right? I can thin a lot. There just comes a point where that pressure flaking is just nice. Oh. Oh. For corn's sakes. Why? You little words I can't use on YouTube. It's gone now. Never mind, no issue, don't worry. Let's mess around. A junk near the tip that I just have not bothered to do anything with, is there? Ooh, we could get out the precision indirect. Would that be fun? I don't know, do I want to use it? I guess. I gotta check the tip of this thing. Wears out quick. I'll mess around a couple times. Just kind of see what it does. I don't really know what to expect. Yeah, usual. Don't do that. It looks gross. There's a piece of gungus right there. I'd be careful with that one. I don't want to give it a reason. Let me see here. What do we got? No. Cool. Look. That one was a bad one. Shot into there. Dang it, stinker. It's okay though. Still got room. Feels like we do at least. I don't know, I could be trapping myself some way, somehow. Ooh, that didn't do nothing. Yeah, I don't like that one. Holy crap, that just took a chunk of copper off of my thing. You can see it. I'm sorry. Jeez. Earth. That was unnecessary. It's getting slightly more difficult. The thinner I go with this, the more I really have to think what I'm doing. That's why my pace has slowed down substantially. And again, I don't want to waste this stuff because it's pretty. Take care of it. And again, no plan at all for what this is supposed to be. I'm just messing, as you do sometimes. That one spot right in there is weird. God, another chunk of copper got taken off. She's bitey. Amazing. Microphone cable. I'm working some of these. My center line, I'm working that back a bit with this pressure flaker just because it's a little bit easier than having to do scary stuff with the precision indirect. It just really needs to go. There. So I had to take care of that. It was bothering me. I need to bring that tip in. I mean, I'm setting myself up. Ah! Holy. I'm setting myself up pretty okay. Seems so far, but I gotta get this tip taken care of because I am admittedly way behind on thinning that tip out. A couple more, a bit of a abrasion in there so you can smack some of that off. Whoa. Oof, that's thick. It's a bit too thick. Oh, yep, we need pressure for that one. When they're too beefy for that indirect to take them, and you're taking literal chunks of copper out of your tool, you know you found its limits. whittle it away slowly but surely. Can I do more thinning? I don't know. It's getting really difficult. Going this thin freaks me out a lot. Come on. I'm wondering why I keep moving my leg. It's because this thing doesn't stay in the crook of my leg super duper well. I gotta seesaw around. Seesaw around and fix it up. Let's see, what am I working with? Again, we're in an interesting spot. And I don't want to take that flake. Might take this one though, maybe. Yeah, okay. I don't like this one. I just kind of want to knock it off. Get rid of the temptation. Again, kind of got to do some pressure flaking, or maybe that might work. Find out. For the most part. God, I'm really cranking on this thing. Damn, and then it just doesn't work. Those ones that don't go, man, they are scary. Gotta be careful, I'm getting pretty thin in the middle there. I don't like that. Yeah, I gotta clean it up. Clean her up. Just kind of working away some of these super duper thin edges, because it gets thin and it stays thin and it stays sharp, which is great. It's a good trait to have for arrowhead making material. Yeah. Okay. We also picked that away. See, this opens up a couple more opportunities. Just a couple, we don't need a lot. And those are just wallops. Every single one is just an absolute wallop. God, I hate doing it. I genuinely hate doing it. Especially when it doesn't work. It's like, what the heck? This one in particular, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I did what I needed it to do. I'm not seeing a whole lot more that I want to safely take care of. The rest of this might be pressure only. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Might take a little bit longer, but it's my video. I can do what I want. You guys can scream at me in the comments. Dang flies. Getting my center line kind of established. What do we want to make out of this? I don't even know what to make. I don't even know any like English point styles. I mean, could we do an Avon Leah? 1 second. Pull it out. Overstreet Official 9th to 12th edition, the 14th edition, Indian our favorite person. That's what we're working with. I could do an Avon Leah. Avon Leah Go Lake. Could be any of these. Yeah. Might be a smidge big, but it'll work down a bit. I like these. Why not? Be fitting. I have a small Avon Leah collection kind of going. You guys probably saw it in the last point showcase series. You know what? I could use just a bit more gas. Whoa. My pressure flaker. Just a bit more control. Sometimes it's just nice to have that little extra kick. And sometimes you just don't need it, so you can just whittle away. Heck, you could ishy stick your notches if you really, really wanted to. Because I make a 16D or like not an adapter, a 16D pressure flaker that I have filed into a like a spatula, you know? Why am I talking about it? I can show you. I've got it's a 16D nail. File it down to be all skinny. Yeah. So that's got the same adapter on it, so you can, you know, like I said, you could ishy stick your notches. If you really, ooh, Cookie Monster, these are not for you. They are not for you. Take that BS out of here. I do not want it. You don't want to catch a smoke. Not when I'm working the cool stuff. Not allowed. Just a little bit to clean that up. Okay. Let me see. This thing's thinned out pretty darn good already. I just got to get some stuff shaped up a bit more. There's a couple areas on here that I'm just not quite quite happy with. Some of them are near the tip there, but we can deal with that. I'm going to bring this side down just a little bit. By down, I mean we gotta trim them just a little bit. It's a bit too wide on that one side. Yeah, I'm gonna sand that down because I'm still gonna need to forget who it was in the comments that was talking to me about abrading stones, but it's really nice to have a coarse abrading stone and a fine abrading stone. It's really nice. When I go to the, you can see I've been using this bad boy a good bit. I think I was putting notches in with it. I'm actually, one second, I'm going to deploy just a bit more of this. Can I do it with my fingers? Yeah, I can do this one with my fingers. Bend them back into shape just a little bit, and then I just kind of finger tighten it, and that usually holds it. Get my file out. Sorry, I tried to move a microfiber cloth, but I guess they turn into Velcro when they touch these gloves. That's weird. There we go. The Avon Leah points are pretty cool too, because I think they were kind of like, I don't know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they were like one of the first bow point styles that was seen on the Great Plains, right? I don't know if it's like the one gun phase. There's like the old lady phase too. I don't know any of that stuff. So somebody who is much better versed in the history of Avon Leah points, crack your knuckles and dust off your keyboard, because this is your time to shine. My comment section is ready. Yeah. Now it's starting to look funky because I kind of messed up that tip a lot. Crap. Oh boy. Just kind of trim it back just a little bit. That's a lot better. It was just weird. And this could stand to be a bit skinnier anyways. I don't want to use my blue thing, I just sharpened that. I'm going to use this to whittle stuff down. Yeah, I actually have an Avon Leah point, or at least I assume that it's one. It's not a super duper picturesque point like a lot of the examples are, because they are very, very well made. They are beautiful. But going off of what information I had, I do believe it is one. And I have the material that it's made out of. So at some point, come on, there we go. At some point I will do a video of me making a replica of that point, because I think it'd be fun. Heck, leave a comment if you've like replicated any of the points that you found. So looking. I don't feel like sharpening. Or not really, it's not really sharpening, it's just kind of like going along and picking the edge. I don't really feel like doing that to like smooth it out entirely. Because I mean, if we're doing the Avon Leahs, a lot of those didn't seem to have like perfectly picked smooth edges. So, you know. They don't got it. I ain't gonna do it. How are we doing for time, boys? $47 minutes? Oh, we'll have this done. We'll have this licked. So long as notching goes okay. That still looks weird. It just looked kind of weird. Didn't quite fit. Seemed a bit asymmetrical. That's going to help it out a lot, though. I know I said I wasn't going to pick the edge, but I want that to be somewhat straight. My God, that is sharp. Gracious. Good gracious. Alrighty, let's do the base. Gotta flatten this stinker out first, just a little bit beforehand. And I want to try to run some thinning flakes up into there if I can. Yeah, it's working. Pretty okay. And these ones do have the concave base. So we're gonna make sure to add that in. See if we can focus. I have no idea. Fly just flew in my ear. I hate them. It was getting cold. I was like, okay, here we go. Flies are gonna disappear. It's gonna be awesome. Nope. Nope. Not that lucky. Cleaning this edge up too for a bit of symmetry. See, it's crazy. Those flies run away the second that you reach for anything to swat them with. I don't know how they know. So you gotta like jump like, yeah? Hold on. One of them's dumb. Oh, it knows. It knows. swear they do it on purpose. He's focusing on the stressful stuff. It's going to his ears. Watch him shake around. It's funny. So, you want to know what's funny? Got that one. That should cool him off for a little bit. Kind of got notches they're very close to the edge, like very, very, and they're not super duper big either. They're like right up next to the edge, like right here, here. Let's grab the notcher out. 52 minutes, we got it. Good thing is that these notches ain't really got much of a use of being big, except for when that happens, but we'll deal with that. Did I just blow that off? I did. Damn it. Oh well. It's gonna really do too much to the aesthetics personally. At least I don't think I'll care. Ask me in like 15 seconds when this is done. Maybe that does bother me a lot. Oh my god. Why? With what purpose is that a thing? Why did I do that? 1 second. I'm doing some very, very delicate work right now. Trying not to blow this notch off, but also trying to trim it in a little bit so it doesn't look too goofy. Nice. Yeah, starting to crunch it. I think we can call it good. Be gone, fly. My good gracious. Goodness gracious. My yes sir boys, yes sirree. Let me take this dang glove off. Oh, and then I throw it on the ground. Good thing for the towel of safety and happiness. Yeah. Reasonably thin enough I think. You booger. Yeah, not bad at all. I don't know, is that an Avon Leah? If I found that, would I call it an Avon Leah? I'd probably call it an Avon Leah. Do they get bigger? No. It'd be a bit big for an Avon Leah, if I'm being honest. It is a bit big, actually, but Yeah, we're gonna call it that anyways. Because why not? Nice and sharp too. Nice and sharp. It's a bit of a stressful one. Thumbnail. Thumbnail. Hold on, we gotta get a good, nice. Yeah, boys, hold on. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Trying to get as much of that in there as we can. Heck yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Let's check that clarity. This stuff's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be like super clear. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Wow. That is nutty. Look at that. Holy moly. That's sick. That's awesome. What a lovely little thing that I've made out of this little tiny itty bitty nodule. Well, awesome. There we go. The flies are starting to bother me, so I don't know if I'm probably going to go in. I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, what a sweet little video. Thanks again to Mr. Fast Passenger 9835 for this stuff. It was fun, and as you can see, I'm going to make use of it. Very nice. I appreciate you all watching. Hopefully you found this interesting. My email is in the comments if you want to reach out to me to purchase some pressure flakers or have questions. And let me know if there's any points that you'd like to see in the next video. And I will see you guys again in the next video as well. Awesome. Peace.